I'm high as I've ever been, higher than heaven sits. Roll up my weed and think about my exes and jealousness, how to stay current and relevant.
Hey everyone, welcome to the very first episode of klatt'sKitchen. We're here making one of my favorite dishes, braised vegetables with chicken and soup. It tastes so good. And if you're always in a hurry, this is a really quick recipe to do when you're on the go. You can have this recipe last you for maybe like 4 to 5 days. Good for leftovers, high in protein, good carbs, nice different color palette here. Alright, so
a few inches later.
So right here we have our chicken thighs, nicely seasoned. We also have one of my favorite vegetables, the leek. I don't know why they call it leek, but it tastes really good in anything you want to put in there. We have parsley. We're not going to use the whole thing. We're just going to use maybe a few stems of this. We have the yam, sweet potato. We have our garlic here, and we have our regular potatoes, and also one of my other favorite vegetables, carrots. Oops. And we're going to put in a few teaspoons of olive oil. And here is our chicken stock. Salt and pepper. Yeah. So let's get started.
A few moments later.
Then, okay, so here we're going to add in a little bit of salt. Oh, that's a lot of salt and pepper. I mean, pepper, you know, I'm not going to use the whole. Well, to be honest, I do actually like a lot of pepper, so I guess it's just a happy accident. I guess it's meant to be. Yeah. Be right back. Alright, so you got some salt. Not to add too much salt because you don't want it to be too salty, because you're going to get most of the salty taste from the broth and the chicken stock. Okay, so after you have it all seasoned, you're just going to want to pat that down right like so. And then you want to grab a knife. When you got the knife, you just gently cut the meat into little pieces, which is kind of hard to do because this knife is very, I don't know, it's actually not bad. All right, just into little pieces. Just make sure you don't cut your hand, because that would be a very bad thing to do, and you don't want to get rushed to the hospital like I did on my 13th birthday when I was cutting meat in command. Anyways, yeah, let's cut it. Maybe rip it apart, but it's too. So yeah, cut that. So yeah, this one thing I hate about cutting chicken is just that it's very squishy. But hey, chicken tastes good, so it's kind of worth it. Okay, so once we get all this stuff kind of small pieces, you're gonna wanna just cut each individual piece. So now we're on to the vegetables.
12 seconds later.
My favorite thing to do is cutting leeks. I'm gonna dice in little pieces. Maybe do like little shots of. And I'm pretty sure the leek is part of the onion family. I think. Because it does have that same taste to it a little bit, but different. Alright, so now you just want to chop it up a little bit.
Eventually.
So I'm going to grab it. Scrape it in. So I'm a little bit of a mess right now. Okay, so now we're going to do the carrot. Let's just rinse these off quickly. Okay, so then what you want to do is just scrape this stuff off here. Hold on. Let's actually take this little piece off here. Okay, now it should be easier to peel.
Later that same evening.
Anyways, hey, so don't mind me. Right now I'm just peeling potatoes. And they're full of carbs. Hey, this ain't no keto diet we're doing like a full-on healthy alternative to keto dieting, eh? You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, why not? Okay, so now we're done peeling potatoes. So now we're going to go to the yam and peel this guy off. And this guy is really hard to peel. Look how massive this bad boy is. Yeah. Check this out.
It's a pale yam.
It's a pale. It is a pale yam. I don't even think it's ripe yet, or it's kind of weird. Looked at the end, and the restaurant says, "Oh yes," but now I'm starting to feel like this might just be a regular potato. But I don't know. All right, so on to the next step. We gotta finally get to go to the cooking portion of this. At this point, we're just gonna start preheating the pan. I'm gonna put it on high so it's easier to heat up, and then we're just gonna put the chicken on there afterwards. So you also want to stir that stuff up. Woo! Alright, so here's the best part. You want to... So here's the chicken. So here's what we're going to do first. We're going to grab this first wooden stick. We're going to put it onto the thing. Gently let it heat up. And now we're just going to start stirring up, waiting for it. So when the chicken's in the pan, you're just going to keep stirring it up, so it gets cooked all over, to make sure that it's not no longer pink in the middle. But this should be pretty quick because these pieces are very small. So you just want to keep stirring up as quickly as you can to get all it cooked all around. So here's what you want to do. Okay, so you see how this is starting to get all nice and cooked. I just want to keep stirring that up. But now this is starting to look like some good chicken. This time it's a little bit pink, but just take your time, increase the heat gradually. And once you think it's too much, you want to keep maybe lower it down a little bit every single time. Just keep stirring it up. You're gonna love how good this chicken is, right? Oh my gosh, it's so mouth-watering. I could eat it right now. Well, not really because it's still raw, but you get my point. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a little bit more salt and pepper just for more taste to it, like earlier, but this will be a little bit nicer. So add there, putting the salt in my hand, take it out, sprinkle it all over with you. A little bit of pepper. Again, I like using a lot of pepper for my meals. I don't know, pepper is really good. It's a healthier alternative than, salt, but this gives a nice taste to it. Dang it. I'm just gonna keep stirring it up. Oh, I just lost a little piece. One fell down. Another one went. My bad.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
And right now, I think that it's pretty much cooked all the way through. Let's do a test here. Let's grab one of these out and let's just cut a little bit of it. Now look at that beauty. It's nice and cooked through. Like I said before, like when you're doing this, you want to put like the chicken in a nice bite-sized piece. It's not too thick, not too small, but just nice. You still kind of want to have that meaty feel to it. Okay, so now while that's cooking, right, while it's finishing up, you want to lower down the heat. Let it sizzle for a little bit. Then you want to go and start prepping the other ingredients, which will be doing that for you right away. But first, let's do a little taste test, shall we? With the fork. Now look at that. It's nice and steamy. Now, let's take a bite. Beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Right, so now we have all the ingredients chopped and ready to go. I made a little mistake here. We're supposed to separate the potatoes from all the other stuff here, and then we're going to put the potatoes in last. I totally forgot about that step, but it's a good thing. I'll show you the correct way after. So just remove, when this happens, just remove all this stuff here, So here's how this works. So we're going to use this thing here for the soup ingredients. We're going to put all of this stuff in here. Just cook that up a little bit. We got it a little bit too big, but it's okay. It's not a problem. And then let's put the potatoes back into this bowl here to separate all of it. So this shouldn't take too long. Okay, then we put. Okay, so anyways, you just put all this stuff back in here, and then you add the carrots in with the pot, and then where did I put my salt? It's right there on the side. Okay, so now we have all this stuff. Okay, so now we have this stuff separated, so we're gonna put it in the bowl here. Okay, just like that. Shake it up a little bit. This is gonna taste amazing when it's done. Okay, so now you want to do is you want to fill this up with water.
10 seconds later.
Here, now we have all the ingredients in the proper place at the right time. So now you want to do, you just want to turn on your stove. So then you want to do it to medium heat. Okay, and then you want to add the chicken stock. So I'm going to put 3 of these in here. So these are the chicken stocks I use. You want to put 3 of them in there. It's a big bowl, so you still want to get that nice flavor in there. Alright, so stick it in there. Let it drop, sink to the bottom. You want to grab the other one, unfold it, and drop it in. Put that to a side. Grab this, drop it in. So the next thing you want to do would be to let it stir it up a little bit.
Just then.
Put peas in there, frozen peas. Alright, split it in half, and you dump that in there. Okay, so then now you grab the little soup ladle, something like this, and then you just gotta want to stir it up for about 5 minutes. Let the chicken stock melt a little bit. Well, not melt, to be mixed in with the soup base. Stir that up. So you want to let this simmer for maybe about 5 minutes. So let's just put a timer on the stove for about 5 minutes. 5 minutes, and then press time. So now it'll be 5 minutes for it to cook. Well, not to cook, you ready? And then you want to grab something like this just to steam it a little bit for about 5 minutes. Put it on top, just let it sit.
5 minutes later.
And you add the potatoes and then the chicken. This is going to make it overflow a little bit. And then add the chicken. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, then you're going to stir up a little bit. Just let it cook for another maybe 20 minutes. Alright, so let's just increase the time to 20 minutes. That's right, so now we just let this just cook for 20 minutes. Maybe stir it up a little, maybe stir it up maybe like every 10 minutes roughly. 5 to 10 minutes, stir it up every time for a little bit. And then for the most part, you just let it simmer. I want to increase the heat a little bit, just not too much. So here's the thing, okay guys? After this recipe is done, let me know what kind of recipes you want to see in the future. Just leave it in the comments below. Like and subscribe. So why not? Again, this is something new I'm trying out. Hopefully it's satisfying, entertaining for you guys. Hopefully you don't get really bored of me just yammering on about food.
2 very boring minutes later.
So this is what we have left. It's very healthy to eat, easy to make, very filling, give you energy for hours.
Meanwhile,
And voila, we are finished. Just let me grab the label and then we'll start serving it up. While want to take a look at all this. Look how good that looks. Yummy, yummy. This actually looks really, really tasty, yo. Oof. Get some of that chicken in there. And voila, we're ready to eat. So let's begin the taste test, eh? There you go. So good. The flavors are just amazing. Get that nice taste of the chicken. Get this all that parsley in there, some leek and potato, and the carrots. It's like an absolute beauty. So good.